Hey all, this is Zoob in post. Right now, just kind of giving you a heads up. We were down a player this week, so we decided to use a World Wide Wrestling system. As a heads up, this game does involve a lot of wrestling jargon, so I'm going to do my best here to demystify some of the technical terms that we use in the game. This is kind of a rattled-off list. Babyface is a good guy. Heel is a bad guy. Pop is a crowd reaction, either like a massive cheer or a boo. Spot is like a high point of the match, usually like a big move or a high-risk maneuver or, a highlight, basically. Work is to make something look real, but it isn't. Shoot is when it actually is real. Stiff is when something is worked, but it's a little bit stiffer or more, more realistic than it should be. We here at the Broken Lows podcast have nothing but the utmost respect for professional wrestling as a craft and as an entertainment medium. Do not try what they do at home. They are trained professionals. Anyways, on with the show.
You're listening to ESW, Elder Sign Wrestling.
Hello, I'm Zoob, and I am playing Moonshine Jack, a disgruntled hobo who has drunken himself into his own delusion, thinking that he is a bootlegger from the 1920s.
Okay, Socks, I'm playing the Spirit of St. Louis. I'm a kind of wiry 200-pound son of a bitch with brown hair. I've got nice suspender straps, a dope mustache. Usually come in with a World War II aviator helmet, and also I'm a ghost. Real matter of fact, don't worry about it, kids.
My name's Lydia, and I'm following all that. Wow. Before you stands the being of Crocodile Bot, an impressive intergalactic piece of machinery sent here to cultivate this planet for greater purposes. Your primitive life forms are no longer necessary. I will cultivate it so it is suitable for the next stage of evolution. This being is some strange mix between Space Marine, Mega Man Boss Bot, and Drago from Lucha Underground. An impressive, big person kind of wrestler. Lift you up easily, that sort of thing.
Hello, this is Snidely. I'm be playing the wrestler with the wasted archetype. They actually have a real addiction outside of the ring. His name is Puff the Magic Dragon. They are rail thin with spiky hair, and depending on how wasted they are, they think they are an actual dragon, and an actual cartoon dragon at that. He hails from the Feywild, and his entrance is a giant vape cloud. Which is actually just a fog machine because they couldn't actually use a vapor to get that kind of a cloud.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting edition of Elder Sign Wrestling, the only promotion in the game that brings you weird, wild, and fabulous creatures. Let's get right to it with a quick reminder on what happened last time on Elder Sign Wrestling.
So, the first part of it is Crocobot, the terror monster, was destroying Moonshine Jack in their first grudge match.
It was necessary.
To which Moonshine Jack responded with a bottle shot, an empty bottle of Jack Daniels, over Crocobot's head. He cuts the following snippet. Crocobot, you got me all sorts of twisted. I tell you, I've distilled a lot of rage in my day, and let me tell you something, the storm that's a-brewing inside my guts right now as a result of your altercation last week has me feeling a sort of way.
Your abnormal biological function suggests medical treatment is needed.
The only treatment I need is my medicine, and my medicine is getting revenge upon you, Crocobot.
Your emotions have no value to me.
This became a promo, yes.
Okay, cool.
Alright, so I was actually going to have intro promos, but I guess we don't have to have
Scratch one.
We can scratch one off the list.
Mine is just the Spirit of St. Louis doing a fantastic backflip into a frog splash on top of Puff the Magic Dragon. And of course, a small puff of smoke comes from his mouth when I hit.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
Stick the landing, man.
I think that's you, Lydia.
Okay. Crocodile's bot is seen speaking into the darkness. Please redefine. What is my mission? What is my mission?
At which point, like, the light level in the room comes up like halfway, and there is just like an outline of a figure who appears to be wearing some kind of large coat. Basically, like, there's an indication that there is someone there and they're about to speak, but the screen goes to black, and that is the end of that, because we've not yet introduced the manager.
I gave you a lead up. Are you proud of me?
Yes.
I did it.
All right. All right, so we've had our last time on ESW segment, and so I wanted to give an opportunity for you guys if you had any intro promos. You have already cut an intro promo, which works fine. So at this point, I will say the first match tonight is going to be Crocbot versus Jack. Prior to the first match starting, the cameras focus in. There is a black curtain behind you, and our announcer, Gorgeous George, is next to you with the mic. Gorgeous George is, like, a largish, kind of sweaty guy. He's jovial, he's friendly, he has the charisma. He used to be a wrestler back in the day. There is, like, an undefinable thing that is, like, odd about him, however. Which is why he fits right in this promotion. Mm-hmm. So Gorgeous George, holding the mic, turns to the camera and he's like, I'm here backstage right now with the mighty Crocodile Bot. Crocbot, we're trying to figure out your angle in this game. Like, what brings you here? What is your mission?
Your planet is to be cultivated for evolution.
Interesting. Well, I suppose I should be concerned.
Negative. It is natural. It is the way.
Well, lately you've been getting into it a lot with our very special, Moonshine Jack. Seems to be a bit of a crowd favorite around these parts.
The hairy one impedes progress.
He certainly disagrees with progress. I can attest to that.
Fucking rough. How's the shade under that bus, boss?
Real nice and cool.
Well, do you feel prepared for your match with Jack? He's quite a scrapper.
Define scrapper.
Someone who scraps things.
Your question taxes algorithms. There is no time, place, or state in which Crocodile Bot is not prepared to do the task that must be done.
Well, it sounds like we're going to have quite a match ahead of us. Don't let me hold you back.
You are not touching me.
Yes.
Noted.
That is correct. All right, so we have our first match of the night. It is going to be Crocbot versus Moonshine Jack. And since Crocbot was getting interviewed, Moonshine, you get the first intro.
Crowd lights go off, and there's a dim light, and then you hear the faint sound of a train whistle, followed up by the sound of what sounds like a revolver being shot into a microphone, and then you hear really swanky jazz music, like and
Just like that, ladies and
Just like
gentlemen.
that.
and as the jazz music swells and the big band starts playing, the intrepid hometown hero Moonshine Jack enters from behind the curtain. He is in incredibly overdrive sweat mode. Like there is
Mark Henry sweats.
yeah, it's like a glacier just like melted on the top of his forehead, and there's just sweat pouring down, mingling with the dirt and musk that already exists on his face.
The front row is not happy.
The front row is both titillated and appalled by the look of this man's disheveled demeanor.
The front row can smell him.
Yeah. Oh yes. And he walks into the ring. You notice that there is one boot that is muddier than the other one, but it's caked on it, like years of mud just on this one brown Timberland style boot. And the crowd pops because he only wears that for special occasions. And he lumbers to the ring. It's not really a gate so much as it is him trying to avoid falling over while walking into the ring.
What the fuck is wrong with you? This is why I drink, like in real person.
And he he doesn't so much roll into the ring as he does kind of fall upwards into the ring. If that makes sense. And he just he lays there for a second, and you hear like the faint roar of the smart fans going, "Moonshine, moonshine." And he just lays there for what seems to be an eternity. And then pulls himself up by his bootstraps. Well, literally the ring ropes. And like crawls into the corner. Then the lights go to full.
Alright. So, following Moonshine into the ring is Gorgeous George holding his mic to announce the match and call the match, and he's just like puzzled at like how the crowd is so into Moonshine. He's just...
Jack like beckons him over with 2 fingers, one of which are demonstrably dirtier than the other ones.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
And he like beckons him to come forward.
How is Aqualung not playing right now?
All right, I got 2 words for you. Bucket of bolts. That's what I'm gonna make out of this Crocodile Bot.
I have to imagine that Gorgeous George is like the famous depiction of what an Innsmither looks like. Like that's his human disguise.
No, that's yeah, no, like there's definitely something off about him. But
Yeah, large, semi-unblinking.
that's why
eyes.
he's like happy, jovial during the interview, and then she's like, define scrapper, and it's like someone who scraps things because she's a robot.
Obviously. Come on.
So, you mentioned that I'm a scrapper. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this circuit board, break it over my knee, and ship the motherboard off to China. Small pop.
Yeah, no.
Bracket
A certain
China.
segment of the crowd is happy with that. There's like a pause, and then George like pulls the mic back to himself, and he's like, "The following match is scheduled for one fall.
One fall!
In this corner, we have Moonshine Jack. Weighing in at 164 pounds, hailing from the back roads of Appalachia. It's so hard to say that without laughing. Anyways,
I believe you've done your job today.
the crowd like roars in their approval, I guess. There's definitely a lot of smart marks in the crowd today.
I do a very genteel, like, Triple H style bow.
I feel like smart marks are the only ones you can really have in a fucking promotion like this.
Yeah.
If you don't understand what's going on, then I'm sorry, this is not the promotion for you.
And in this corner, on the way to the ring, hailing from the 7 inner moons of Neptune, weighing in at an astonishing 375 pounds of solid steel,
I am not made of steel.
Crocodile Bot.
Engage fight mode. Walks to the ring.
No music.
None.
But it's still,
Except like that overdriven like bass noise, like the really deep one that like makes your woofers like fart almost.
I feel like it's still like an Undertaker length intro, which is all the more awkward with no music.
Crocobot like takes a lap around the ring for no reason.
Assessing battlefield. I need more crocodile in this angle. How do I do this? I'll work on it.
All right, so this is just a standard singles match.
Have we ever done that before?
Yes.
Yeah,
We
every once
have?
in a while.
Okay.
Usually I book like one of the first 2 matches as standard singles. So,
Okay.
standard singles match for those at home or for those of you who are not super duper familiar with wrestling is all of the rules are in play. No low blows unless the ref isn't looking. No hardcore violence unless the ref isn't looking. You have to break your submissions if your opponent touches the ropes unless the ref isn't looking.
Not what I was expecting.
Alrighty, so Spirit of St. Louis gets the benefit of being the announcer for this match.
How do you feel holding up